You need to get away from people, especially people who are not encouraging you and pushing you towards your goals and your dreams. Discomfort and struggle is bittersweet because it sucks, but it is confirmation that you are growing and you are on your way to the next level. What's poppin'? This is Vade coming at you once again. If this is your first time on the channel, yo, welcome. Thank you for clicking. Yeah, I got something for you guys, something inspirational, because I know somebody out there is gonna need it. This is basically tips on how to detox yourself, because a lot of times we can get caught up in a negative pattern, and next thing you know, 2 weeks go by, 3 weeks go by, and after a while you kind of reflect and realize, like, man, like I just feel like you kind of just feel off. You feel like you've just been knocked off your rhythm of life, off of your drive, off of your passion. You gotta sit back and realize what's holding you back. So I got 5 ways that I like to do to detox sometimes when I need it, and I'm learning these as I go. So like I always say, I'm not no guru, nothing like that. I'm just sharing tips from my perspective that can help somebody out there, because these are the kind of videos I stumble across when I'm feeling low or when I need some kind of boost of energy. So let's get to start off. This is number 1, self-isolation. Self-isolation. You need to spend some time alone. You need to get away from people and spend time alone, especially people who are not encouraging you and pushing you towards your goals and your dreams, or people who don't think big like you. You need to surround yourself with people who are on the same thinking level or way ahead, because when you're with someone who's thinking even bigger or doing even better than you, you're setting yourself literally up for success, because if you spend a lot of time around this kind of person, eventually you'll start to pick up their habits and their behaviors in a way, the same way you would pick up someone's behaviors if they're like a negative person. If you're hanging around someone who's just, you know, a small thinker or very negative, or just simply doesn't think big, not a big dreamer, you're gonna start to absorb aspects of that. So you need to surround yourself with people who are up there. So that's why I say self-isolation, because 9 times out of 10, if you're feeling like a little dragged back, maybe that's exactly what it is. You're around people or spending a lot of time with people who don't encourage you, pretty much. And this doesn't mean that those people are bad people. They're just not for you at that time. I mean, you have to do what you have to do. You have to get rid of the emotions. You can't feel guilty like, oh man, I can't just leave them hanging and things like that. You have to do what you have to do, because if you think ahead, it'll be well worth it. Yeah, you just have to value your time. So self-isolate and stay away from people who do not encourage. Number 2, this one can also be a bit of a challenge, especially for our generation. Deleting social media, or just simply spending less time on social media. Like, you need to develop a discipline and challenge yourself to not go on Instagram or whatever for at least 3 days. 3 days. Just delete the app, so you don't have the temptation to click on it. Sign out, delete the app, and take 3 days off of all social medias, and just be human and be present. Be present, be present, be present, be present. I like to do this from time to time, and I'm not perfect. Here and there, like, I slip up and will go on it a little too much, but I always usually catch myself. That's why I'm confident and able to speak about it. But definitely spending less time on social media, because when you're on Instagram, you know, you're constantly scrolling and just checking out other people's life, and next thing you know, you're just on there for like an hour, 10 minutes just goes by. That's an hour and 10 minutes you could have literally been exercising, meditating, reading a book, listening to some inspirational stuff. Like, there's so many other things you can do. Like, even just simply just being present with who you're with at the time, whether that be your family or whoever you're with, just spending time in the present. So take breaks from social media. Exercising, and I don't just mean like mediocre exercising, just, you know, 5 minutes on a treadmill. I mean, if that's pushing past your limit, then whatever it takes. But I would say definitely doing something that you don't usually do. Challenge yourself. When it comes to an exercise, challenge yourself. You need to break a sweat. When you break sweat, it releases a lot of toxins out of your body, and it has a way of boosting your mood, and you just feel like accomplished. You know, after you exercise, it really boosts your mood, and you feel more accomplished. So definitely exercise, but pushing yourself a little more. Like if you usually do 10 push-ups, okay, this time try 20. Push yourself, push yourself, push yourself. This tip also goes back to the first one. It's pretty much the same, which is spend time alone, but this one I'm going to be more particular. Spend time alone with prayer, meditation. So this is like maybe you can go out for a hike or somewhere where you feel very just comfortable alone. Get that space if it's available to you and spend time alone, whether that be praying, speaking to God, chanting verses or whatever the case may be, or meditating, whatever makes you feel connected to something outside of yourself. So yeah, spend time alone and just pray, meditate, and all those things. It's really, really good for you because you leave feeling like just a sense of positivity and hope. So yeah, pray, meditate, yeah, just spend time alone. This is gonna be tip number 5. This one, a friend, I definitely owe it to him for him introducing me to this kind of thing, and this is listening to positive words. So this can be faith building podcasts, inspirational podcasts, or whatever. I had mentioned in my previous video, for example, if you're a boxer, it's a good idea to go on YouTube and search Muhammad Ali inspirational speeches and just listen to the man speak.
In my confidence, I am the greatest. I cannot lose. I'm pretty. And every man believes he's the greatest. Every man would like to be the greatest. Many want to say this, but they fear it, and they see this in myself, and some hate me for it, and some love me so.
Because he speaks the word, he speaks a lot of wisdom, and these when you listen to those kind of things on a daily, after you're finished, you get this feeling like, wow, like you just feel inspired. And that's something that if you do consistently over a long span of time, it will definitely have a positive effect on you. So definitely listening to like positive stuff. So just taking a break from pop culture music and the love music and the gang violence music. Just listen to positive words. You have people like TD Jakes. You have that I forget that Indian guy, but he's like a guru or something. Just whoever can motivate you. You got there's so many people. Will Smith, Denzel Washington, Joel Osteen. There's a lot of people. So definitely take time to listen to positive words. Positive words fire you up. It'll definitely inspire you. So yeah, ladies and fellas and who's ever watching, these are some of my tips, my personal tips on how to detox yourself and just get back onto a positive flowing pattern on yourself, progressing. We always, as people, we like to feel like we're progressing. We don't like to feel like we're just stagnant and nothing's going for ourselves. We really get down and it can make you feel very unfulfilled really. So to get back on that wave, I recommend you take some of my tips, and trust me, over a matter of time, you will feel better. So yeah, that's all I gotta say really. And I went for a run this morning. I ran about 1.5 miles, and as I was running, I just had this thing come in my head, and I want to share it with you. So what I wrote down was, discomfort and struggle is bittersweet. Okay, so discomfort and struggle is bittersweet because it sucks, but it is confirmation that you are growing and you are on your way to the next level. Because there has to be some type of friction for us to grow. As uncomfortable as it is, and we don't like it, that's literally what allows us to grow. If you think about when we're kids, when we're learning how to walk, we're constantly falling and falling and falling and then falling, but we keep getting up and getting up and getting up, and over time, after all the failures of falling, we master how to walk. And it's all from the friction of just stumbling all the time and tripping, but eventually you get it over a matter of time. So yeah, like dis-ease and discomfort it's not a bad thing. It's just like the way you look at it. And I used to hate feeling uncomfortable, and it would even stop me from wanting to go after things that I know I should be going after, and it would cause me to procrastinate. really. So it was a form of fear, but now I'm changing my mindset, and I realize like, yo, discomfort and struggle, certain struggles that we have in life are to build you up so you can get where you were meant to be. You know what I mean? So just think about that and stay blessed, stay positive. And this is VonTe checking out. Peace!